happy More Than Just Skin, and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm thrilled you took some time out of your day to spend a little bit of time here with me. Today's video is another face in review or makeup in review or face of the day or makeup of the day, whatever it is you want to call it. Per the usual, this was not an original concept. I stole it from a fellow YouTuber, Drea CN, who I absolutely love and I watch her all the time. And if you have not checked her out yet, you should, because her content is fantastic. So what I do in these videos is I go through a majority of what I have on my face, not quite everything, but I tell you how I think it's performed, how long I have had it on, how it's performed, and then I let you look at it to see how it's performed, and I just kind of give you an overall overview of what I think about the products. Now, this makeup I have on today, I put on at 6 o'clock this morning. It is presently 7:10 at night. Another thing I want to add is that I have been in trial today. Now, when I am in trial, well, and pretty much most every day, I don't touch this face up. I frankly don't have time. I do touch up my lipstick, but I will say this, the last time I touched up my lipstick, I think, was around 3 o'clock, and I can safely tell you that I am drinking water constantly. I have my Yeti cup, even when I'm in trial, constantly drinking. I even see the lipstick on the cup. So this was touched up around 3 o'clock and has not been touched up since. Everything else, not touched at all since 6 a.m. So if you are interested in seeing what all I have on my face, what I think about it, how it wore, hit that subscribe button, and here we go. In a lot of these videos, I like to start with two products that are not on my face. They happen to be on my nails and the fragrance that I am wearing. So we're gonna start there. The fragrance that I am wearing is a larger, I wouldn't say this is a sample size, this is kind of a large deluxe size of the Jo Malone Oud and Bergamot, and this is their Intense Cologne. And y'all, I have to say, if you've been following me a while, you know I'm curating down my fragrance collection, but this scent, this is one, if I can only have 5 fragrances, I want this to be one of them. This smells amazing. 2 of my favorites, I love Oud, I love Bergamot, and that is what you smell here. I can still smell it, maybe faintly, but it's still there. I smelled it throughout the day. I think it smells magnificent. It is definitely a warmer, what I consider a darker, real sensual type scent. There is nothing fresh about this, but I don't want to smell fresh. And I really don't want to smell that much like flowers either. This doesn't smell like this. It's warm, it's musky. Oh, it smells divine, and I just absolutely love it. So what am I wearing on my nails? One of my all-time favorite, y'all know I love KL polishes, Kathleen Lights polish. I am addicted to it, love it. Love this color. It is 0.0. Normally I go a little more neutral during trial, but I was like, it's fall. This is a neutral fall color. So I thought that this was fun, and I really have enjoyed it. I'm starting to see some chips, so I'm probably gonna redo my nails tonight and put on another fun color by KL Polish, but I am loving that. So now let's move on to what's on my face, and I like to start in the order in which I apply it. So for primer today, I use the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer Smoothing Primer, and what I did is I actually just put it around the center of my face and on my cheeks. On my cheeks because I feel like sometimes that's where I have some texture, and right in this area to keep my makeup there. And this really does do a great job. I love this primer, but you have to realize it has the feel of silicone. It's a smoothing primer, so it's not something I'm gonna reach for on the daily. I'm not gonna go purchase a full size of it, but I do enjoy using it when I need a little smoothing action. I think it is perfect for that. Now, the foundation that I am wearing is something that I have recently acquired, and I have been wearing it probably constantly for the past week, and that is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation, and I have it in the shade 6. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this foundation. I don't think it is the perfect color for me, but I do mix it and kind of make it work, but I don't think that it's the absolute perfect color. I feel like Charlotte's foundation line is a little too cool toned for me. I actually like a little bit warmer of a foundation because I feel like it counteracts with my redness and doesn't make my redness go gray. It kind of counters it out and makes it look, covers it up and makes it look natural. So that's why I tend to gravitate more towards warmer foundations. So talking about this foundation, now not even looking up what it claims to be. I'm just gonna, because I'm too lazy to go pick up my phone and Google Sephora and find out what it claims. I'm gonna tell you my impressions of this. I would say that it's kind of like a natural finish, and I would say it's medium buildable. But I will tell you this, I can't build this to full coverage. When I consider things to be full coverage, I consider being able to cover my sunspot and this redness. So if it's a foundation that claims to be, when a foundation claims to be full coverage, I expect to put one layer on of the foundation and not have to conceal my face. Now, I'm not talking about my under eyes. I'm talking about my face. This does not do that. It does not even do that with multiple layers. I still have to go in with concealer and conceal around my face. And that's fine. I really don't have a problem with that. But that's why I'm saying I don't even think that this is buildable to full coverage. Okay. I have been applying it with a sponge, with the L'Oreal sponge, because that's actually my current favorite way to apply my makeup at the moment. I have been applying that for the past week, this foundation with that for the past week. I don't like the way it applies. Now, what I plan to do after this video in the next few days is try different ways to apply it. But I've watched other YouTubers and they don't say that you need to apply it with a brush. I think some of them have had no problem applying it with a sponge. My opinion of it is this foundation looks better now on my face, and I'm going to zoom in and show you up close, but it looks better now on my face than it did at 6 o'clock when I applied it. I have to work with this a lot. For example, I worked with this for so long this morning that like the news came on and I was like, oh my gosh, it's already that time? What in the world? What have I been doing? I was working with this trying to make it look good or try to make it look decent. I really just feel like it's a lot of work for me. So I don't love it. I tell you what it kind of reminds me of. If you've been watching me a while, you will know I decluttered or gave to my mom, code word for declutter, the Dior Forever foundation because I felt like it accentuated my lines and it just didn't look good on my skin. That's kind of the way I feel about this. And I feel like the people who I watch on YouTube who love the Dior foundation love this foundation. So maybe they are similar. I'm not really sure, but I'm just not loving it. Now, I'm not giving up on it because it was an expensive foundation and I have pretty much a full bottle of it. So like I said, I'm going to try to apply it with my hands, see how that goes. I'm going to try to apply it with a brush, maybe my Artiste brush, maybe a Real Techniques buffing brush. I don't know. I'm going to try some different things. But I will say this, after having used it for a solid week and used it with my favorite way to apply a foundation, which is the sponge, either the Beauty Blender or like the L'Oreal sponge, this is not my fave foundation. There are plenty more out there I like better, plenty more that I find that are much easier to work with, and so I'm not loving it. All right, moving on to under eye concealer. Another item I'm not loving, and I'm going to show you why when I zoom in. I don't think this looks good under my eyes, and it's so weird because I had this concealer before and I really, really liked it. I probably put it in like my top drugstore concealers of all time, and so I was making an order I think on Walmart, and I think I need to add a little bit to get some free shipping, and I was like, let's add that concealer I like so much. Yeah, no, I don't love it anymore. This is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer, and I am finding that it just doesn't look great under my eyes. It looks kind of patchy, which is very strange, but I've been applying it the same way and I just don't love it. So I'm going to show you when I zoom in. It may have worked itself out some throughout the day, but when I first apply it, it just looks patchy. So I've been wearing it. Today's not the first day I've worn it. I've worn it a few times, but I did want to do it for this review to kind of tell you I'm not loving it anymore. Alright, moving on to something I am loving, been loving it, will continue to love it, and that is what I set my face with today, and that is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder by Charlotte Tilbury. Now, this is an expensive little baby. It comes in, I think, at $45, but this is like the third one I've had because it is that good. If I am going to reach for a high-end powder, this is the one I'm going to reach for. A high-end pressed powder, that is. This is the one I'm going to reach for. I love it. There are some drugstore ones I love. I also love the MAC one, Naturalized Skin Finish, but as far as on the pricier side of things, this is it. It's so good. My only complaint is that I wish there was a color. I have it in the shade 2 medium. That's what I use all over my face. It's a little deep to set my under eyes and to like carve out my contour. So I actually went in with another powder to do that. I wish there was a shade between 1 and 2, like a 1.5, so that I could get it for that, because the 1 is a little too light for that. But this is a gorgeous powder. Love it. It just kind of gives you this airbrush flawless look, hence the name. So today for bronzer, I bronzed my skin with an old favorite, an oldie but a goodie. We jumped over to the drugstore and the butter bronzer. Another thing that I did is I actually took a smaller brush and carved out and accentuated, I should say, not carved out, that's what I do with the powder, but accentuate a little contour, because you can do it with this because it is cooler toned bronzer. Now, in my fall favorites video, you will see I featured some bronzers that I reached for more in the fall and winter, and this is one of them because it is a cooler tone bronzer. I don't reach for this, even though it smells of summer. It takes me back to summer, but we're in fall. I reach for this more in the fall and winter, and I really, really do love it. Today for blush, I wore the Benefit Rocketeer blush. Love this. I honestly think if you are going to have one blush in your life and that is it, go get this one. It's so flattering. It's so pretty. It has just enough of a sheen. It's kind of a neutral color. I think you can take it cooler toned like I did today, or you can take it warmer toned. It really doesn't matter. And it just looks great on the skin. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend this. For highlight today and really the past week, I have been reaching for the Tarte's Pro Glow palette. Now, a mistake I made today, though, I will say, is that I went in with this shade right here, because when you look at it, it looks like just this pretty kind of, would be maybe kind of not so dramatic highlight. Well, little did I know when looking at it that it is full of glitter. So I put it on and I was like, oh my gosh, there's glitter on my cheeks. I'm about to go to a federal trial. What am I gonna do? So I took my powder brush and tried to kind of buff it out real quick, and I think I still see a little bit of glitter, but it's okay. I think I kind of toned it down. But what I'm really loving are these others. So I would steer clear of this. I don't love the cream contour, which mine is now full of dust from the highlights. I don't really love the Sculpt, the powder contour, but y'all, I love these 3 highlights. They are just really stunning. Like this one that's rightfully called Stunner. It just looks so pretty on the skin. And I actually like to mix that one. I like this Lit color, which actually feels a little bit drier, but it looks so pretty on the cheek. So I have been wearing this all week and I've really been loving it. Again, stay away from strobe unless you want to be full of glitter, which I feel like I'm a little too old for that. I am going to be 39 at the end of this month, yes. And yeah, I just feel like that's a little too much. So, but I have been loving the other ones. I did not go out and purchase this, and I'm not sure I would recommend going out and purchasing it. I think there are just as good highlighters out there. But I was given this by my assistant because she got it, I think, in a FabFitFun box, and she's just not really into highlight and bronzer and all that. So I was very grateful to get it, love it, and I will continue using it, but I'm not sure it's something you need to run out and purchase. Moving on to something I would recommend you run out and purchase, and that is what I have on my eyes. Can we all see? It is the Milani Soft and Sultry palette. Now, I have been dying for a cool toned palette. This eye look that I am wearing on my eyes right now is the eye look I wore every day for my entire life before I discovered YouTube. I was all about a cooler toned, kind of smokier eye look. And that is what I am wearing today. I've been wearing this palette for the past few days and I have been loving it every time I wear it. I love the fact that you have a cream shade here. So I usually mix these two to kind of set my eyelid. Today I started with this warmer toned in my crease. Then I deepened it up with this cooler tone. Then I took it a little bit deeper down here with this darker tone. I love putting this shimmer on the outer V, and then I love these two right here for my eyelid, and I would apply them with my finger. I also like these really dark shades to line my eyes, and then going in with these lighter ones to kind of buff out the lower lash line. I think it's perfect. This palette is just beautiful, and I would think it is much more expensive than what it actually is. So if you are in the market for a cool tone palette, save you some money, spend I think around $15 or $20 and go pick up the Soft and Sultry one by Milani. I set my entire face today, which may be the reason why my makeup lasts so well. I don't know, but I will also say that today was the first day that actually felt like fall here in Mississippi. I woke up this morning, opened the door, I was stunned at how chilly, I'll say it was chilly. I was stunned. I'm stunned by how it feels outside. Again, I was inside all day because I was in trials, so there's really no sweating going on, but I did still use the Urban Decay All-Nighter Spray. I have found that when I really want my makeup to last, this is the one I need to use. It just makes it last. I don't know what else to say. This is not just cutting the powder down a notch. This is making your makeup last, and it's doing a really good job at it. What I have on my lips. Now, like I said, it's after 7. I reapplied this at 3, and this is a deluxe sample size of a Bobbi Brown lip color, and it's the Luxe lip color in Neutral Rose, and I think it is just kind of a nice rosy shade, for lack of a better word. It's a perfect name for it. It is a Neutral Rose. Love this so much, and the lip gloss I did wear all day on top of it, although I'm not sure any is left. This is Dolly by Buxom. Again, another sample size, and I will put on a little bit more to show y'all. And that is how that looks. So those are the products that I have on my face. I am going to zoom in so you can kind of see up close, see how this wore throughout the day, and kind of see your own opinion of how things look. So we're gonna zoom in. Okay, so I want you to see there, you can see per the usual, I have some splotchiness there because as we all know, my eyes tend to run. Have a little bit there. We're doing good here, but you can see when I left for work this morning, my sunspot was covered. I feel like the makeup has disintegrated a little bit right here, but all in all, I say that it wore pretty well. Now, I didn't do the sweat test today, and I'm not going to, but I would say that all in all, it held up pretty well. Okay, so I showed you up close and personal. One thing else I want to point out, I did notice some feathering around my lips. I even noticed this morning when I first applied my lipstick. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that, but I think I told you in a past video, I thought that it was the foundation. It was the Makeup Revolution foundation. I don't think it's the foundation that's causing it. I think I'm getting wrinkly lips, y'all, and I think I need to figure out something to do about it. But, I mean, I'm wearing lip liner. I don't know if anyone has any suggestions for, like, the perfect thing to put on my lips so my lipstick doesn't feather. Please let me know. I don't know if I'm noticing it more now because I'm wearing bolder colors. Like, this is a little bit deeper than what, it's not really a nude like I wear in the summertime. So leave me a comment down below if you have found something that is great for feathering lips. I would love to know your thoughts and what you were thinking about it. So yeah, so that's this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. I would love to see you back here on a regular basis. And as always, I hope this video finds you having a fantastic day and a great week, and I will see you all soon. Bye, y'all.